Chevon, ArtPrize, they match. You're here for ArtPrize 9. What gave you the impetus to do this?
I wanted to build my resume. I'm a student at WMU and I'm about to be in the real professional world. And the art world is hard to get into when you're brand new to the scene and you're still very young. So at my age, you just try to take as many opportunities as you can and apply to as many shows.
What's your history with ArtPrize if you haven't been an artist?
My history with ArtPrize started about 6 years ago. Whenever I moved up to Michigan to go to college, my grandparents and family live up in Michigan, so she took me to it just because my dad was actually in ArtPrize and he was showing. So I've seen it as just a contestant, a viewer, and trying to help out my dad for his pieces as well.
What's your medium?
Digital photography, inkjet prints mostly, but I range in everything, but this one is a digital photo.
When I look at your art, what am I seeing?
You're seeing someone who has their own personality that could be really anyone, hence why you only see part of their face. You are omitted the majority of the view of a person, and that is to sort of push forward their anonymity, and that is sort of what you're seeing with the different facial features, because these photos aren't really glamorous as far as portrait shots are, nothing like Vogue or anything like that, but very, very personal, very in-depth, and that's why they're quite large, so they can point out every little detail about a person.
How many photos and how large?
It's 40 by 40 inches. There's only one photo at ArtPrize, but the series itself has about 20 different people, and each one of those people has about 5 different photos of them. So the series is growing, and I hope to get it into the hundreds eventually.
Talk about the title.
The title is the actual subject's name, as are all of the pieces.
A real human being.
Yep, his name is Chevon Bradley. He was a friend of a friend, but we've actually gotten kind of close since then. He's a student at Western as well, but all of my pieces are the first name of the individual, their full first name, just because there is a sense of anonymity to it, but I do want to have, it's their identity. It's this person, it's their actions, it's their choice, it's them who is leaving this mark on the world and with the people that they meet. And that's why I want to keep their name as the piece.
How important are the eyes? Well, if I look at your piece, will the eyes be following me, or do you purposefully ask?
Probably not, because 90% of them will not, you won't even be able to see the eyes. You'll be able to see bottom portions of the eyes in some of them, but the majority of them, the eyes are almost completely omitted.
Purposefully?
Yep.
Tell me again why?
Because the eyes are, and a lot of times, the most used feature for identifying someone, and I want to have some sort of sense of anonymity to it, to really push forward the idea that everybody gets to sort of make their own decisions in life, and they have their own actions, and anybody could be that person that's being photographed at that point, and that's why I omit the eyes, because that really pushes that anonymity.
What's the crowd saying when they come by and...
That is really not a flattering photo, and it's really not, because I don't hide any of the facial like defects or like the wrinkles or the blemishes or any of that. I want everything to be shown, because that's what makes the person. That's what gives them their identity in a way, and that's what really highlights the sense of time that is really shown with a person.
In a perfect world, I've seen your art. What's the conversation at dinner you'd like me to have?
The conversation is like, what I would like to hear is, that doesn't really look like anybody else's work. Was the first question I keep asking myself every time I create a new piece of work is, how is somebody gonna say, this is Hayden Simpson's work? It doesn't look like somebody else's. It doesn't look like this famous artist or this famous artist. This reminds me of him. This reminds me of his work and his ideas. And that's really what I want to focus on, is creating myself as an artist and building my own entity as an artist and my own artwork.
And it all started with ArtPrize 9. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Support for Kalamazoo Lively Arts is provided by the Irving S. Gilmore Foundation, helping to build and enrich the cultural life of Greater Kalamazoo.